Audio Jungle.
Oscar the Owl and the Gift of Listening. In the heart of the deep, quiet forest lived a wise old owl named Oscar. Oscar was famous for his wisdom, but more than that, he was known for something special: his ability to listen. Whenever the animals of the forest had problems, they would go to Oscar, not just for advice, but because they knew he would always listen carefully to what they had to say. One day, a young rabbit named Ruby came rushing through the forest. She was upset because she had argued with her best friend, Benny the Beaver. "Oscar," Ruby cried, "Benny doesn't understand me. I tried explaining my side, but he just kept interrupting me and didn't listen at all." Oscar nodded and invited Ruby to sit on a nearby log. "Tell me what happened," he said in his calm, deep voice. As Ruby began to talk, Oscar listened closely. He didn't interrupt, nodding gently as she explained her feelings and frustration. Ruby noticed that, unlike Benny, Oscar let her finish every sentence. When she was done, Oscar took a deep breath and said, "I understand why you're upset, Ruby. But let me ask you, did you give Benny a chance to share his side?" Ruby thought for a moment and realized she had been so eager to explain her feelings that she hadn't let Benny speak. "No, I didn't," she admitted. "I was so frustrated that I kept talking and didn't let him say anything." Oscar smiled kindly. "You see, Ruby, true understanding comes from listening, not just speaking. Sometimes when we're upset, we forget that others have their own feelings and thoughts too. By listening carefully, we show respect and we can solve problems together." Ruby nodded, understanding now. "So you think I should go back and really listen to what Benny has to say?" Oscar nodded. "Yes, Ruby. Just as I listened to you, you should listen to Benny. You might be surprised at how much better things will turn out." The next day, Ruby found Benny by the river and apologized for not letting him talk. She sat down, stayed quiet, and listened as Benny shared his side of the story. After hearing his feelings, Ruby understood why he had been upset too. They talked calmly, and by the end, they realized their argument was just a misunderstanding. Thanks to Oscar's advice, they were able to make up and be even better friends. Later, Ruby visited Oscar to thank him. "You were right, Oscar. Listening made all the difference. Benny and I are friends again because I took the time to hear him out." Oscar smiled warmly. "I'm glad to hear that, Ruby. Remember, the gift of listening is one of the greatest gifts you can give to others. It helps solve problems, builds friendships, and brings peace." Moral of the story: listening is just as important as speaking. By listening carefully to others, we can better understand their feelings and build stronger, more peaceful relationships.